Welcome to Gaming Paradise, as my friends like to call it. So, for those who haven't seen, I did a pretty quick game room walkthrough tour on my main YouTube channel, Will Russell. And I decided to do another one for this specific channel. Today I decided to go pretty much through everything in the collection. We're going to take our time, basically give an all-access tour, and just show everything I got. Yeah, we'll go into full detail. So we're gonna start over here, and before we start, actually, I'll answer some common questions. I am not rich. A lot of these items, mainly the retro consoles, I've got at like garage sales over the years. I've been collecting for about 11 years now, and so I would go to garage sales, keep what I want, trade in the rest for other stuff, and other profits to invest in what I got now. So some of this stuff was given away for free, including that pinball machine, which looks great down here with the other arcade machines I got. And this Mario statue, it's based on that 90s statue, that Mario statue you'd see during the Nintendo 64 era, but it's a 3D printed replica, and it's okay, it's pretty cool. Might have to sell it, cough cough. But yeah, and this is not my house. I do not live here. I have my own place, but unfortunately do not have the space for all this stuff as of now. But thankfully, my parents were gracious enough to let me leave the stuff here, where the collecting all started when I was a kid. And yeah, that's all the information. So let's start over here. This is where we have a lot of cool boxes from over the years, like the 3DS, that Complete Box Link Crossbow Training Zapper got at Goodwill for 20 bucks, and this was only a few years ago. And obviously it's not so easy to find these classic stuff at Goodwill or garage sales anymore, now that more people want them and it's driven up the value. Got a box for a pretty cool Star Wars Zero statue, a box for a Twilight Princess statue, and they're in the case, but the boxes look pretty cool. Very colorful artwork. Got the NES and Super NES Classic Edition, and then here's an original NES action set box. Over here is a Virtual Boy box, and above we got the Wii, based on the one I got as a kid. Got Mario Kart Wii, and the Wii U Special Edition GameCube controllers, and I believe that's the adapter there. Alright, and then we'll start with the first glass display cabinet. So on top we got a few extra boxes in the back, like the Wii U, Xbox Series X, but in front we got new additions. This is the Switch 2 box, and this is the box for the GameCube controller. This is not the actual Switch 2 GameCube controller. I actually like to use it, so this is actually a mock-up, like a fake controller I just put in there for display. I would recommend collectors to do that rather than just wasting a perfectly new controller just to keep in the box for display. But obviously, don't try to sell it as that. Don't be a scammer. Up here we got an NES Max controller box. And moving on to the right, we got the original Nintendo Switch, and Pro controller, and the Split Pad Pro. And it's a PS5 Digital Edition box, very unimportant. And Xbox. So let's go further. This is a setup that I would recommend for all you collectors who have a glass cabinet and the Nintendo World Championships NES Edition collectors or whatever set, like the deluxe, came with all these really cool stuff, and I think it looks pretty cool when you put it in a cabinet like this. You got all those game title cards, the pins, the replica gold cartridge, box itself, and even more games. I even put these ones on the side. Looks pretty cool to see Mario there. And below that is a dedicated Super Mario area. We got a Nintendo Power Super Mario World magazine. It's protected in one of those magazine protectors. Super Mario cereal box, just the box itself. I know it's weird to keep a cereal box, but it actually functions as an amiibo. Those little toys that you use on games as computer parts. We got a really cool Mario statue there. Got it at Super Nintendo World, as well as at Yoshi in Los Angeles. We got the box for the Game & Watch Super Mario Brothers handheld game. Below that, we got two of the retro 8-bit Mario amiibos. We got the Mario Odyssey amiibos. And we got some other characters, Koopa, Goomba, Boo, the Gold Mario. And this funny thing I actually found at in downtown, I forget what the town was, but it was like a little Mexican area. And it was in LA, and they had these things, so I had to get a couple of them. It's pretty cool. And under that, it may be hard to see, but we got more of these cards, but Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3. Below that, we got the Virtual Boy. We got Virtual Boy games there. And the box for the Mario Kart steering wheel, which you'll see later on. In the second display cabinet, the first shelf, you can see all the Super Smash Bros. Amiibo. I got all the good ones I really wanted to get. I'm not trying to go for a full set or anything. I'm not that crazy for Amiibo, but you know, as I said, I got all the good ones I really wanted, like Mario, Link, Kirby, Villager, Marth. Go over the highlights: Donkey Kong, Samus, Wii Fit Trainer, Little Mac, Ganondorf, Bowser, Sonic, Pac-Man, Rob, Game & Watch, and even Wolf and Young Link. And then we got a really cool Super Smash Brothers little picture I printed out, stuck on there. Gives a really cool vibe. And all these are little puck lights I got pretty cheap. Lightens up. They're RGB lights. You could set it to red, green, yellow, and blue. And I did blue because it looks pretty sweet. Under that is the Zelda shelf. We got that Twilight Princess Link statue. And we even have some Zelda amiibos, Breath of the Wild, and Zelda, Toon Zelda, Link's Awakening, and even the Guardian. We also got the box for the Game & Watch Color Zelda game. And over here we got the, what do you call it, Echoes of Wisdom puzzle piece set you can get as a bonus at Target when you get the game itself. And back there is Link's crossbow training. And I hope to put more Zelda stuff in here. I only, to be honest, kind of got into Zelda a lot recently. And below here are some random stuff. Got a Mario lamp. This is a heavily used but collectible, I'll probably clean it up, of the Chain Chomp soccer ball. And a little GameCube manual I found at a garage sale. And then a bunch of plush toys. And the Mario Kart from that RC Mario Kart. I only have the cart now because my dog chewed up Mario. May he rest in peace. Before we continue to move forward to the right, we will show you the game wall. Over here we got the Nintendo DS games, 3DS games. I have a lot more from my childhood that are just cartridges that are in a bag with all my Game Boy games and stuff, and a lot of them are also backed up on my modded 3DS system, so you can easily select them without having to interchange the cartridge. We got some PlayStation 1 games here, Wii Sports, as it fits like those, and then we got the N64 games. So you can see I got a couple of N labels I got for free, but I gotta get more of them. They sell them on Etsy. They're just kind of lazy. And then down here are just some Betamax tapes. My Nintendo Switch games I keep in my current house where I actually have my Switch 2 system. Over here we got the NES collection. This was one of the first retro consoles I collected for. I had a Nintendo 64 for as long as I could remember. But yeah, again, not trying to go for a complete set or anything, just trying to go for all the good ones, and I'm pretty happy with what I got. You know, you got all the Marios, Donkey Kong, Yoshi, Kirby, Metroid, Zelda 1 and 2. Got Tetris, Punch-Out, Excite-Bike, Hogan's Alley, Wild Gunman, all the sports classics, and even got some of those unlicensed Tension games. You know, we got Pac-Man. This one, I think, is, RBI Baseball, Klax, Gauntlet. Which one is that? Out of focus. Rolling Thunder. And then this is a fake Nintendo World Championship gold card I made when I was a kid. It obviously doesn't look real at all, but you know, when I was a kid, I was able to prank my friends that I got one. It was basically a empty Tetris cartridge, and I just spray painted it with the crappiest gold spray paint and put a sticker of that Switch. And then we got good old Game Genie. And down below that, we got the Super Nintendo and Super Famicom collection. Hopefully, going to try to grow more of that. Got a lot of good ones. Pack Attack was the first one I got. We got Donkey Kong Country 1 and 2. I thought I had 3, but I guess I don't. Oh wait, is this? Yeah. Mortal Kombat. Sorry, I'm trying to get in focus. Mortal Kombat 2, F-Zero, and we got Street Fighter. Not going to go through every game, just the highlights. We've got Earthbound here, keeping a protective case. And then the Super Famicom games, we got Super Mario Kart. What is this? Chrono Trigger. Some completely Japanese. We got what? Mega Man Soccer. And that thing that just fell there is the Super Game Boy. So you can see I really take care of it. Alright. Down below that is the GameCube collection. And just like the 3DS and DS games, I have a modded system in this case the Nintendo Wii, which has multiple backups, all these games. So again, don't have to go up and down the change disc. And also have a lot of backups of games that I unfortunately don't have any more, games that I lost, but again, backup. But again, highlights, Rocky, which is a pretty underrated game in my opinion. This game was more popular on the PlayStation 2. Nicktoons Unite, and Spider-Man 2. It's a great game. I could use a new case for the game though. Mario Kart Double Dash, Super Smash Bros. Melee, the 2 definitive GameCube games in my opinion. And then we got the PlayStation 2 games, a lot of the good ones, Simpsons Hit and Run, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And then down here we got the Wii games. And as I said, for the GameCube, a lot of backups, some games that I've lost over the years but still have backups of. We got a lot of the good ones, Mario Party 8, Carnival, Family Game Night, which was a lot of fun to play. I think this one's Country Returns, yeah. Wii Sports Resort, Wii Fit Plus, this is just a PC game I have laying around. Really crappy condition, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, Mario Super Sluggers, Mario Bros. Wii, and then we got the Wii U games. And I got the Wii U before I really started getting into collecting, so unfortunately some of the Wii U games I have were actually digitally downloaded, which I should have got the physical copies. Extra Wii game I couldn't fit here. Gonna try to get like a new DVD case to put all this on. And then we got the special edition box for Star Fox Zero and Super Mario Maker. Next to the glass cabinets along the ceiling we have the Super Scope and another Wii gun. Kirby on the top of that TV, but let's start here. This is a custom World of Nintendo cabinet, not an original one. We got 2 Mario plushies up there and 2 figures of like Mario and Luigi presenting. This is a custom World of Nintendo sign and got some stickers, but here are a bunch of Mario toys. As I said, toys. Obviously, I like to display them as figurines, but I'm not gonna lie, they're toys. That's what they're meant for. A lot of these I had since I was a kid, and now I like to put them on the shelf. They look really cool. Couldn't tell you how many are on here, but Yeah, I even got some of the older ones that came out long before I was born. Super Mario Bros. 3, late 80s era Mario toys. This one right here is the very first Mario figure I ever got. And some others around here. Kirby right there. Also one of the first video game based figures I got. Many of these old Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's toys I got like conventions, swap meets, garage sales. Jock Specific makes some of these newer ones like the Raccoon Mario, Dr. Mario, and even the Piranha Plant. Got Chain Chomp going after Mario. And back there is a Star Fox Zero statue, but hopefully one day when I have more room and get another display cabinet, I'll make a dedicated statue shelf, you know, for the Fox, Link, and the two statues there. Yeah, Pirate Mario, Hammer Brother, Peach, and got more of those pop lights. Down here are even more miscellaneous. A lot of these are also Happy Meal or candy, artificial candy, like product toys. So we got like the Tin Mario mushrooms. I always wanted to get that blue one, but they stopped making them, and it was really hard, but I spent like 10 years searching, and one came up on eBay, and I like grabbed that for like 15 bucks. Definitely worth completing the collection of them. Got a Game Boy, Super Game Boy poster on the side here. Mario Lunchbox I had since I was a kid, also kind of collectible now. This Mario Kart Super Circuit Happy Meal or Burger King, I'm not sure which. You just control this little red knob to play a little game. I can't do it with one hand, but pretty cool. Got Mario Pez dispensers. I believe there's a Princess Peach one, and then that's it for the collection. NES, we got Mario 1, 2, and 3 coasters. Link, and we got 2 item boxes here. This one's another candy, but this one my cousin got for me from Japan. And there's no battery in here, but when you put a coin in here, it makes the da-ding, like Mario coin sound, which is really cool. Of course, I had to keep the box for it too. Very Japanese looking. And right behind Mario is a Super Famicom box. Got that about 10 years ago for my 14th birthday. Very colorful and cool design. And under here, or even more, we just got the Wii U. This is my actual Wii U system that I have, the Zelda Wind Waker. And just some other miscellaneous boxes back there, nothing special. And to the right, we got yet another shelf, but on top, we got a old school, smaller TV, CRT, and it's got a VCR built into it. It's pretty fun, like especially during Christmas time when we have people over, I'll put in like a Christmas movie in there. Again, we got a Kirby sitting on there, and got an Atari 2600 system. I put it up here, you know, because I didn't really have much space where the other consoles are. But kind of cool to have, like, this is more like an arcade-related shelf. So we got the tabletop Coleco arcade games. We got Donkey Kong here, Pac-Man, Frogger, and another Pac-Man. I'm hoping to trade one of these for like the Miss Pac-Man or Galaxian. One of the Pac-Mans I got complete in the box, and this is one of the like pictures, like manuals that has, so put that in the background. Over here is a Zaxxon, and funny enough, I got this for $80 at a convention. It was not working, but got it fixed. Before I bought it, because I was kind of hesitant at first, but I guess the person who almost bought this, it was Pat the NES Punk, the YouTuber. He was about to buy this, and I think passed it up just because it wasn't working. But at least I get to tell my friends this was almost bought by Pat the NES Punk and probably held by him. This is not a Coleco, but it's like similar cabinet. It's Family Guy Stewie Pinball. It's a lot of fun, actually. It's actually pretty cool, and this one has like a little light built into it. Has digitized speech, and we got some of those like newer arcade mini handheld games, and then Retro Pro Mini, and then a Galaga of the My Arcade brand, and we got like a picture of the others. This is a Coleco Alien Attack, one of their so-called arcade games. It wasn't really an actual arcade game, but still a cool game. I gotta get better at it though. Got it for 20 bucks at the convention as well. Too many games. And then this I got a garage sale for, oh whoops, battery just fell. I think for like $5. Classic baseball. And below that, we got the Atari 2600 games that keep on the arcade shelf because they're all arcade-like platformers. A lot of the good ones. If anybody's going to get in retro game collecting but only want to focus on collecting one system, Atari is a pretty good system to collect for. Even though the system itself is a little pricey, all the games are really cheap to get. Usually like $20 the maximum is what you're going to spend on some of the good ones. But, you know, we got Combat, Defender, Donkey Kong, E.T., of course, best one yet, Frogger, Jungle Hunt, Pac-Man, Bowling, Q*bert, Video Pinball. Okay. And even a handheld Scrabble game and what is that? Little candy pack cabinet. But under that are some plug-and-play arcade games. Got the Frogger, Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man. And in there is where I keep a Ziploc bag of my Game Boy games and stuff like that. I hope to get one of those acrylic display cases for the Game Boy games. Probably do a video whenever I get one of those. And right here are two arcade cabinets. These are the ones they sell at Walmart by Arcade 1-Up. We got the Pac-Man and the Galaga. The Galaga I got from Walmart. The Pac-Man I actually got from Target on Black Friday for $200, which wasn't too bad. But above that, we got some stuff, some boxes. This is the box for the Coleco style Pac-Man. Really cool looking design. Got like the original design of the characters and the... Then we got a Pac-Man string art project made in like middle school. Above here is a game room LED sign. It's kind of weird having this on because I never ever have these signs on unless for special occasions like parties or for videos like this. Game over sign. Then on top of the Pac-Man, we got some Pac-Man merch plushes. They don't really have much for Galaga, so I put these two Sonic plushes on here. And yeah, again, Pac-Man right here. We got like the little candy ones. I actually put some different sticker decals on here. Like that one looks more like the original Pac-Man game. And then for the Galaga, also kept that the same. Except on the bottom, I put like that little artwork you would see by the coin door. And next to that, we got the Galaga poster. This was one that I made myself. I printed maybe like about 12 different pictures on regular paper, like printer paper, and then just connected it all into one piece. And looks pretty cool next to stuff. And then below that, we got the Donkey Kong Club Nintendo poster. Looks like the arcade game. It's the NES version, but still pretty cool to have. And my aunt made this for me a few years ago. Will's Arcade. Welcome, friends. Right here, we got a 1964 Riverboat pinball game. This belonged to my great uncle, who was gracious enough to pass it down to my aunt and then eventually me. And by the time I got it, it was about 11 years ago, it wasn't working, and it took us a while to get somebody to fix it because it's a lot of people who would charge like nearly $1,000 just to rebuild the whole thing. But me and my dad a few years ago went to TNT Amusements for something unrelated. I had another pinball machine that I was trading in and told him about this one, and the owner, Todd, who you'd see in a lot of their YouTube videos, put me in touch with a great guy named Barry who does a lot of pinball repairs in the greater Philadelphia and greater Pittsburgh area. So if you got a vintage pinball machine and you live in that area and want somebody to fix it but not rebuild and make it on original, he does a pretty good job and pretty cheap too. So yeah, it's a lot of fun to play now. It's definitely seen better days. There should be a light under here where the balls are, but again, very functional, very cool. And yeah, on top of that, I have a Yoshi plush that I just won in a claw machine. Didn't really have much else to do with it, so I just hung it up. It's kind of cool. You get that little arcade vibe where like you're at like one of those newer ones and you see a bunch of cool big toys on top of the machines. Brings back those kind of memories. And next to that, we got my personal favorite arcade machine. This is Donkey Kong. This is one that I saved a lot of money for, mainly profit money from trading and selling consoles I got from garage sales I didn't need. And also, I had a job back then, so I had enough money to buy this. I got this when I was a teenager. Yeah, it was pretty good condition. That insert coin sticker is new. The control panel is definitely used. As you can tell, there's a minor cigarette burn, but it's got the original tall push buttons, which I like. I don't really like when people put like the newer flat buttons on there. So this is all original. Joystick is solid metal. You know when you're going left and right. Even put a Donkey Kong coaster next to it. And this has the original CRT monitor. Looks gorgeous in real life. And on top of that, just some random merch. Mario plush, Donkey Kong. This is an old Donkey Kong like little collectible statue. The fist broke off, so I just put like a crappy little paper barrel on it. I'll probably 3D print a actual looking barrel to put on there. And then a Donkey Kong keychain I got from the Nintendo New York store a few years back. And yeah, this machine is modified. It still has the original game, but it's on free play for one. And it also has a bonus game. You hold 1 and 2 players start at the same time. And it says press jump to switch to D2K Jumpman Returns. This one's much more difficult, but it's kind of like Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, except this one's actually good. So next to that, we got my first arcade machine I ever got. This was a Zaxxon cabinet that I got almost 10 years ago now. It was gutted, it was empty, there's nothing in it. So what I did was I threw a PC in here. Well, that's what I did first. And now it has a Raspberry Pi, which is great for these type of arcade machine or retro consoles. Made this bezel myself with various stickers that I had, plexiglass. And then we got the X-Arcade Tank Stick controller. Really solid controller. I replaced the black buttons with these colorful ones, and it's a lot of fun. We got Mario Brothers on here, and on top of that, various merchandise. We got a pixel frame Street Fighter, random Sonic plush, video pinball for the Atari, and some various boxes on here. PlayStation 1, Retron 5, Pac-Man. There is no front door for it, but I do have one. I've just been too lazy to put it back together. Definitely something I'll get to as well. Over here is another little multi-cade cabinet. Excuse me for the reflections on here, but this was a video poker cabinet that I got at TNT Amusements a few years ago. They had a couple of these they were giving away for free. On top of this is like a Pac-Man LED alarm clock. It's pretty cool. You get to see all these pixelated ghosts. But back to this. The control panel is like a little wooden one that I built. Not great, because I built this when I was in high school, but it's still pretty solid. You got a pretty good tight joystick, 2 buttons, and this has about 60 games on it. And yeah, it's a lot of fun to play all the vertical games on here, and then obviously the wider games like Mario Brothers on here. This one saves high scores with initials. This one saves high scores but no initials, but oh well. Got a dollar bill acceptor plate. I gotta put something behind it, and then yeah, same reason I don't have back door on here yet. Just been kind of lazy. Over here is something I didn't show in the quicker video, honestly, because well, I didn't really have this working, and this is still a work in progress. This is a racing arcade cockpit. I initially had a Nintendo Switch on here playing Mario Kart 8, which is cool and all. I lent my Nintendo Switch to a family member when I got the Switch 2. But right now I'm installing Dolphin on here. We got Mario Kart Double Dash running, but I'm mainly going to try to play Mario Kart Arcade GP on here. We got the Mario Kart steering wheel that works for the Switch, the PC, and probably some other stuff too. And then this is a little racing style like case, you know, for the steering wheel, pedals, attached a TV and a TV wooden mount to here. So, and then this is just another like gaming chair that I put here, and it's adjustable. You can move it back if you're pretty tall, pretty short. So it's pretty cool. I might get a sign to put on there, like maybe one of those Mario Kart arcade signs. So over here is a desk table with a bunch of handheld games. First, we got more of these Club Nintendo posters and this really cool Super Nintendo World picture thing. More posters, Nintendo, Super Nintendo. Got Super Smash Bros. Melee, Double Dash, and a NES Classic Edition poster. And then, yes, we got a Mario lamp and some LED lights behind it. Makes it look pretty cool. And then, yeah, we got some handheld games. We got the 2 Game & Watch systems. We got 2 Game Boy Macros. These are actually broken Nintendo DS's. Like this one it's a bottom half of a Nintendo DS. And what I did was I soldered a little resistor onto the thing, so it works as like a low Game Boy Advance, which is pretty cool. With its backwards compatibility, it actually looks really good on here. And this one is another one I built, but it has a cool custom case. I have another one I'm actually going to build as well, but yeah, usually this is like my definitive way of playing Game Boy Advance. And under that, we got the Game Boy Advance SP, which I've had since I was a kid. And under that, or above that, we got the original Game Boy, 2 Game Boy Colors, new 3DS XL. And over here is a portable Nintendo Wii, it was a Wii system that was, excuse me while I get this back in focus. This has a Nintendo Wii motherboard inside that was trimmed down and rewired into, well, what looks like a Game Boy. I have a whole YouTube video on that. You can click in the link below. Yeah, over here we got one of the 3 Virtual Boys I have. Kind of silly. Virtual Boy number 2 and Virtual Boy number 3. This is the one I usually use because it has the stand. And, you know, who doesn't love the Virtual Boy? Under that, we got a little push-in cabinet. Not too much down here. Some Xbox games. Xbox 360, PSP. Down below that are some Sega Genesis and my one Sega Game Gear game in my Game Gear system. Actually, over here is where I keep my Game Boy games. It's weird, I thought I kept it in that cabinet, but yeah, Space Invaders, Pokemon, all the good stuff. Gonna try to find a better way to display these one day, but here we got a little gaming cushion couch. Probably get a better couch down here one day, but it's pretty good for gaming. We do have more game consoles here, but this area is more of want to make this more like a regular living room area. Excuse the fly that's in the way. So we got posters of just regular pop culture stuff. This silly picture of Star Trek, Rocky IV, and Philadelphia Phillies. And here is the list of stuff that functions on our flat screen TV, which has all the modern stuff. I mean, has some retro stuff, if you consider the Nintendo Wii to be retro. And over here is where we keep all the Wiimotes in this cool Club Nintendo pouch, but this, while we wait for it to boot up, it's where I store all my Wii games and GameCube games. Again, it's easier, store them on a hard drive, and won't show too much of that because Nintendo would look at that as piracy, even though these are all backups of games that I own. Got the Wii U gamepad here, Nintendo Switch GameCube controller. These are remotes for the HDMI switchers. And then we got a Nintendo GameCube Wavebird controller and Xbox One. And down here we got the Nintendo GameCube with the HDMI adapter. And then we got the Nintendo Wii as well. The Nintendo Wii U. Nintendo Switch dock. Down here we got the Xbox One, Xbox 360. Over here is where I had a Xbox Series X, but it's actually at my other house now, so nothing there yet. And then a Retron 5, which is a multi gaming console. Plays NES, Super NES, Genesis, Famicom, Game Boy Advance, and HDMI, which is kind of nice. More of an emulation machine, even though it takes cartridges. And over here we even got an Xbox 360 Kinect. Last but certainly not least is the retro console setup. So over here is a JVC CRT TV. Got Super Mario World running on here. Get to that in a minute. But behind that, we have a lot of the box retro games and some other collectibles too. Go over some of these really cool boxes. Red Alarm for the Virtual Boy, Mario Kart Super Circuit, all the Donkey Kongs. And down here is a still in box little e-card set for the Game Boy Advance. Little artwork box for the NES coasters. I think I still have a few in that box there too. Little Mario for the Wii U gamepad. This is a Super Mario 64 box that I had autographed by the one and only Charles Martinet. Over here we got a kind of beat up but in a protective case Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I'm going to work on restoring the condition of that box. It's pretty simple. You just got to use an iron, use some fabric protection. We got 3 NES box, Super Mario Brothers 2, Paperboy, Kirby's Adventure. Then we got Chrono Trigger in the box, the Super Famicom version, a lot easier and cheaper to get a hold of. And then some other games I have no idea how to pronounce. And under here is not much. We got the Super Smash Brothers Club Nintendo CD and the Super Smash Bros. Manual and other various stuff. Right there is my Super Famicom, but I currently don't have the space to display it, but I'll find a good place for it one day. I'll also get that yellowing off there too. On top of the TV, we got 2 more of those NES game coasters, Metroid, Excitebike. Got the NES Advantage controller. And then this box here is how I switched from game console to game console. And we got some LED lights here, which is pretty nice. And then this whole thing turns on and off with that. So electric bill's not too high. Again, all this stuff is usually off when it's not in use. Everything is on during parties or special occasions like this. Above this, we got a Mario Kart since 1992 little metallic sign thing. Got it at Super Nintendo World. We got the Nintendo NES. Got this from my cousins, my mom's cousins, who grew up with it. Gracious enough to pass it down to me. Next, here we got the Super Nintendo. This one's modified to play Super Famicom games. I have the American copy of Super Mario World, but Super Mario World is like my favorite game of all time, or favorite retro Mario game. I had to get the Japanese version too. So I don't think I beat that one yet, but get to it. Got a Nintendo 64. Had this for as long as I can remember. Used to watch my brother play Kirby on it when I was 3 years old. This I modified for it to be compatible with Japanese games as well, even though I shouldn't have really done this because this is a sentimental console, but it's fine. I actually gotta get new plastic tabs for it and a cover for the expansion pack. We got a PlayStation 1 here, also given by family members. And then we got these Tupperware drawers that have all the controllers. A lot of these controllers and accessories aren't too easy to store without getting all tangled, but you know, Nintendo, we got NES stuff, Super Nintendo, GameCube. I'm kind of a GameCube controller holic. I got too many of them. Some of them are third party, but they're kind of ugly, but cool to collect. Next to this is a GameCube that I have a Super Smash Brothers gamer graphics sticker. This is not the original sticker that you would have got back in the day. I actually took some high quality shots of my friends and made my own reproduction ones. So pretty cool. Pretty expensive to get the real one nowadays, if you can even find it. Under the TV we got some more consoles. Got the original Xbox, PlayStation 2 Slim, and even another NES. Some of these drawers have like carrying cases for systems like Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS. Got PlayStation controllers here, and even Virtual Boy. And yeah, so that is the entire game room. I tried to go into much detail as I could, and basically went through everything. It's a great partying area. Love it down here. It's definitely taken up a lot of space, but more to collect when I have my own space one day. And if you made it all the way through the video, thank you for watching. And I'll definitely post more content on here soon on more specific items that I have. Maybe an entire video on the NES collection or something. And yeah, Super Mario out.